Happy Friday, North Texas! I'm Scott, and today is Friday, May 1st. I can't believe it's already May, you guys. We've got some great information for you today about a new initiative to help UNT students be more career ready. But first, we've got some news to know for our UNT community. The start of May means it's almost the end of the semester, which means it's almost time for the farewell toast. The UNT Alumni Association invites you to join in the celebration of Fall 2025 and Spring 2026 graduates from 4:30 to 7 p.m. on Thursday, May 7th, at the UNT Alumni Pavilion. Bring up to 4 guests with you and enjoy live music, refreshments, and a special toast with the official UNT alumni wine, and non-alcoholic options will be available. This event is free to attend, but registration is required by May 4th. Graduating students who register will receive a free commemorative gift. Must be 21 or older with valid government-issued ID to receive wine. See the link in the show notes for details and registration. May 7th is also the first day of Spring 2026 commencement ceremonies. Congratulations to all our graduates who will be celebrated with ceremonies at the UNT Coliseum and Murchison Performing Arts Center May 7th through 11th. Whether you're attending a ceremony next week or need to avoid traffic in the area, visit commencement.unt.edu to see the full schedule and information for grads and guests. Join the UNT Alumni Association for Wine Down Wednesday, May 20th at Wine a Little in McKinney. Wine Down Wednesdays are monthly events designed to bring together our UNT alumni community from across DFW. Each event highlights a different college, school, or unit and the innovative ways they are shaping UNT's future. May's event will highlight the College of Public Affairs and Health Sciences. Check the link in the show notes to learn more and register. And now for some athletics news, here's Zach Babb with the Mean Green Minute.
North Texas softball's losing skid has reached 4 games now following a hard-fought, close 5-4 loss on Thursday to South Florida that opened up a 3-game series in Tampa. The second game will take place Friday at 3:05 p.m. with the final game of the regular season on Saturday at 12:05. Softball currently sits with a 27-25 record. They're 14-11 in conference play. The conference tournament gets going on May 6th in Greenville, North Carolina, hosted by East Carolina University.
Thanks for that update, Zach. Here's hoping the softball team can stack up a couple wins today and tomorrow and head into the conference championship next week with some extra momentum. This year, UNT became the first and only Texas university to partner with Braven. The Braven Career Accelerator is a 3-credit course designed to prepare students for DFW's competitive job market and beyond, helping them crush the college-to-career transition. Our girl Bess spoke to senior psychology major Sage and junior political science major Maddie about how the Braven course got them ready for the job market and the workplace.
All right, just to kind of start with, I would love to know how you decided to enroll in the Braven course.
So the way that I enrolled in the Braven course, I'm a transfer student. This is my first semester at UNT. So I was at my transfer orientation and I had been to UNT before on a different tour, but I was still feeling kind of lost. And I was thinking like, I don't really know anyone here right now. I'm really new. I'm graduating within a year. And I was feeling kind of lost, kind of iffy. And I saw the Braven course being like repeated to us, like almost marketed towards us throughout the orientation, and I decided to go for it. And the idea of all the networking opportunities and just feeling more certain of myself when I would be graduating soon really appealed. And so that is how I signed up for more info and I ended up enrolling.
I was the same way. I'm a transfer student and I was talking to my advisor and I just needed like an elective, but I'm already taking a lot of harder classes. So I was like, okay, this seems something chill that I could get credit for. And it's also like useful. As soon as they said like resume help and like job applications, I was like, okay, I need to do this.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I've been working for a long time. I'm in my 30s, and the idea of help with a resume is still appealing to me. It's like you can never get too much helps, tips, tricks with kind of that professionalization stuff. That's awesome. And I guess I would love to know how your experience with the class has been, and if there was something especially unique or important that you kind of feel like you took away from the course.
I feel like I've had a great experience with the course. I went in like not knowing exactly what to expect, but knowing that like, okay, I want to take something away from this. I want to grow from this, maybe in networking because I can tend to be a pretty reserved person, and just overall so I can make myself appealing to the job market. And I really feel like I've gotten a good experience with that, and that I have grown and I've been able to become more outspoken and confident in myself when I'm interacting even with my professors, just learning to work in a group, get my ideas out there, get my voice out there, and having that better reputation, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm really similar. I had a great experience. It was really just me and like two other people, but I actually liked it better because I got to know like my grader and my LCs way more like personally. I especially liked the LinkedIn, how we did that module, because even though I had LinkedIn, I really didn't know how to use it. I didn't have any connections. My mom was my only connection on LinkedIn. But I really enjoyed that. And I also enjoyed the networking. Like we did this little like mock network interview, and I had a really great time because I mean, I'm pretty good at interviews, but I'm too personal. So it really taught me how to like stay on topic.
Okay, awesome. And then, Maddie, you mentioned LCs. I guess I would love to know how it was working with a leadership coach, like someone who's like a working professional. And if y'all want to speak about your leadership coaches even a little bit, I would love to know just kind of what that experience was like working with them.
I had Stephanie and Mary as my leadership coaches, and I loved them. They were so sweet. Like, not only were they like our leadership coach, but they actually like cared about me as a person. Like, they remembered like personal details about me. And they were always offering to help me, and they would give us tips like during the capstone project, which is something like I completely loved it. I loved our capstone project. I had a really great time. But they helped us like design it, and they were just giving us a lot of tips when it came to like networking and interviewing. I really enjoyed them. I love them so much.
For my LCs, I had Angie and Melinda, and I had essentially the same experience. They were really helpful, and that you could tell that they were really trying to make a more personal relationship. Like they're trying to get to know you, they're trying to remember who you are and like the little details and everything, and they're really checking on us and doing their best to support us. Overall, it was very nice how reassuring they were. They could tell that a lot of us in our cohort were pretty anxious about like where we were and like, am I doing this right? Does my resume look bad? Does my LinkedIn look bad? Like, am I going to get reprimanded for this? And they were very reassuring throughout the whole process. And that was something I hadn't experienced as much before. So it was like, okay, I can breathe. I can calm down. We're okay.
Good, good. That's really good. And then speaking of those capstone projects, if y'all are interested in sharing details about what your groups worked on, I would love to know that too.
My group, we created like a social mixer type of event. The prototype that we made was a flyer for that mixer with different details to increase the volunteering among Capital One employees. And the idea we had behind it was that, okay, we're going to get the community of employees together so that they're having that team bonding already. And at the event, there will be volunteer activities and there will be opportunities to sign up for volunteering that would occur after the fact.
Gotcha.
Guys, please excuse my cat literally going berserk in the back. Like I can see him in the reflection. But I was in cohort 3, I think. But our idea was creating a competition where they'll group together people in different departments. That way they can like create a sense of community. But for every hour of volunteering, you get a point. And then we created like at the beginning of every week, they'll have a 15-minute Zoom meeting or whatever. And that way they can like not only recognize people that were volunteering the week before, but also like give more opportunities. And then we had virtual volunteering where you help like college students like learn about credit and like finance situations. But at the end of the financial year, whoever's team has the most points, like every single person had points in the group, they'll win something. But we didn't know what they would win because we don't know like Capital One's like budget or when it came to like incentives. So we kind of left that up in the air, but that was essentially our idea.
Okay, very cool. Those, I love that kind of structure for a project because I feel like that is such a real world thing that you might end up doing in that kind of environment. Like it's very practical. That's very just, something that someone might ask you to put together quickly. So that's like really good practice to just have that, like, oh, I've already done something like this. I can throw this together in like a real work environment. That's awesome. Okay. And then kind of my final question is, if y'all would like to talk about your future academic or career goals, I'd love to know what those are. And if you think your experience in this course has kind of helped you as you're moving forward towards those goals.
For me, I do intend on going to graduate school. I'm majoring psychology, and I always had the idea that I was going to counseling, and now I'm like not sure. With this project, like you said, it was a great experience for something we might have to do, and it's kind of opened my eyes more to like the business, industrial, organizational psych, and all that kind of stuff. But I absolutely want to go to grad school, considering a PhD, and this has opened my eyes to a lot more opportunities. And I think I can credit my LC, Melinda, for that, actually. She helped me feel a little more settled in that.
Awesome.
I'm majoring in poli sci. I want to go to law school, and Braven really helped me because like I met with Tamara and she wanted to go to law school, so we talked about different paths that I can take and certain things that can make me stand out as like a prospective law school student. So I really enjoyed that because like I've been very worried about it because I'm a junior. It's like, oh my gosh, my time is coming, but they really helped me like kind of make a little bit of a plan on the steps that I have to take to eventually get there.
Okay, that's awesome. And Tamara is one of your LCs for your group, is that right?
She's not an LC for my group, but Sage, do you?
Yeah, she's one of the LCs. I know that she did also speak to me a couple times because I'm graduating soon. I don't know what her exact role is, but she definitely helps the juniors and seniors who are graduating soon or are graduating.
I
Okay.
think she's like a director or something.
Right? Yeah.
But
Okay.
she's also an LC, but I met with her, so.
She's got sounds like she has maybe her kind of area of focus is yeah, like, that I'm wrapping up my degree, I'm
Mhm.
about to transition into like the workforce or, grad school. Sounds like she's kind of helping with that more like maybe not so much the freshmen and sophomores taking the course, but those upperclassmen who are kind of helping with that transition. Well, that's good. Okay, that's awesome. I think that was all of the questions I had. Is there anything else that you guys would want me to know for kind of the story I'm working on? Anything we didn't touch on?
The only thing I could think is like the continued benefit of
Mm.
having participated in Braven. That's something that's like I keep spiraling a little bit as I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna graduate next year. Like I don't have any experience. I don't know a lot of people at UNT. And then I'm like, okay, wait, you have the Braven network. They have that referral system that I did utilize recently. So that aspect has been very reassuring and it's very helpful to have as a resource.
And they also offer like a lot of internships that you can apply to, but they do like workshops as well, which are really cool.
I did do one of those, and I know that some of those also have like you can get certified in different
Certifications, yeah.
trainings. Yes.
So it sounds like I know since this is the first time this has been offered, I've been kind of learning about the class too, and it sounds like so there's lots and lots of opportunities to kind of hone your skills and your readiness, but then also they've got kind of a system too, like once you graduate, you're a fellow and you still get that
Hmm.
support after graduation too. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank y'all. This has been awesome.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Yeah, you too. Thank you both.
So grateful to Sage and Maddie for telling us about their experience. Loved hearing about how much they enjoyed and benefited from the course. Now, because Bess is so awesome, she also interviewed UNT alumnus Stephanie Murray, who is the Director of State Policy and Research at HCM Strategists and served as a leadership coach for this initial cohort. They talked about how the course helped the students grow and prepare for the job market.
I'm curious what impacts you've seen over the course of the semester that the curriculum's had on them. Are they kind of reporting feeling more career ready or confident or comfortable?
That's a great question. So, one of the things that really did strike me throughout the entire semester working with our cohort is, we would present them with whatever the task was or whatever the lesson was for the day or whatever the challenge was for the day. And you could kind of tell, like, a lot of this stuff was so far removed from what they do in their day to day as undergraduate students that you could kind of tell, like, they were wondering, like, why are we doing this? But what struck me was that a lot of what we were having them do mirrored so much of kind of what I do and what I know others do in their day to day in their jobs. And so it was really interesting and I think really impactful to be able to point to the students and say, this is actually reflective of something that you might actually do in your later adult life. So, this is a good thing to walk through and kind of experience now. And that seemed to click with them and kind of get them in the groove. But I think with my cohort of students in particular, and I'm sure all the other students, the thing that I noticed that was sort of the biggest impact was just how much they showed up each week, and progressively more and more. And they would just really step up to the plate and tackle the challenges that were before them, even random challenges. Like, there were some weeks where other students wouldn't show up, and so somebody who was supposed to bring a piece of the work just wasn't there. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes this happens in real life too. It's really unfortunate. It's really unfair, but this is a reality of life. So we need to work through it. Like, we just need to we need to figure out the best way to respond to this challenge. Like, we can acknowledge it, but we need to figure out the best way, the most productive way to work through it. So let's figure that out together. We will get through it. And they did. They rose to the challenge every single week and would step up to the plate and sometimes, do double work if they had to, or just really go above and beyond to make sure that the work got done. And I really saw this come through when they were preparing for their presentation to Capital One. It's end of semester, other students are preparing for finals, and, everybody's busy. So sometimes, the students wouldn't show up. They'd be kind of a limited team. But students like Maddie really did kind of pick up the slack and carry the weight and ended up doing a fantastic job, taking on multiple roles to get things done and showing curiosity and asking all the right questions to make sure that they were fully equipped to do the work that they needed to do. So I think for me, the most impressive thing was just really seeing how the students took on all the responsibilities that they needed to take and then some so that they could do really well. Like, they took it so seriously, and in the end just absolutely crushed it. Did really well.
And like you said, that is like a real world thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes stuff happens and you have to just jump in and take
Yep.
on a whole project or, just figure it out. And that's a
Yep.
great experience.
Absolutely. And, if we're lucky, we have great colleagues and everything runs smoothly. But, life itself isn't necessarily smooth and things happen and people, need to take time off or step out of the office for whatever reason. And so you just kind of need to learn how to roll with the punches and roll with changes. And the students did that with just such ease. I was super impressed by them.
Okay. Is there anything else you would want me to know about Braven, your experience with the curriculum? Do you think you'll volunteer as a leadership coach again?
I think I will volunteer again. I really had a great experience and was so impressed by just how well the students did, that I kind of want to do this again. And it was a great experience for me because I haven't thought about my resume in so long. I haven't thought about, some of these career basics in so long. And so it was a good exercise for me. I think I learned something from the experience just as much as the students did. So it was rewarding in that way as well. The only other thing that I would say that I would want to share about how I came to get involved, I guess the more sort of emotional side of what drew me to this. I share a similar background to a lot of the students who participate in Braven. First gen, grew up in a low income household, grew up in an immigrant household, didn't really have any guidance in how to navigate a career. And so as I went through college, which was totally foreign to me, and I had to navigate that on my own, and then enter the world of work, it was so daunting and I just didn't have any guidance. And when I learned about Braven, I thought, that's exactly what I would have loved to have had as an undergraduate student. It would have potentially helped save me so many headaches, so many troubles along the way. And so I wanted to in part participate to, be able to give back and, help students who are in similar positions that I was when I was their age. And then also, given the fact that I work in higher education public policy, I was also had a curiosity from, a professional standpoint. I want to see how something like this plays out because I'm constantly advising folks in different states on how best to support their students from college to career. And if something like this is a best practice or a strong model, then it's something that I would want to elevate in my work and understand the mechanics of how, something like Braven works and why it works for students. So a combination of personal, kind of wanting to give back and then professional curiosity as well. And, like I said earlier, this has been such a great experience from both of those perspectives. And I think I will participate again because I've learned a lot. I've gained a lot out of it. And you can tell that the students do too.
Big thanks again to Bess for hustling to bring us those interviews this week, and to Stephanie for sharing her story with us and all her work as a leadership coach helping UNT students. Check the link in the show notes to learn more about the Braven Career Accelerator at UNT. Remember, you can help us grow by telling a friend about the show, sharing it on social media, or leaving us a 5-star rating and review wherever you listen. You can also let us know what you think about the show directly by emailing me at podcast@unt.edu or give me a call at 940-565-4341. Until next time, we hope you have a happy Friday, North Texas, and go Mean Green. Happy Friday, North Texas is a production of the University of North Texas. Today's show was produced and edited by Scott Brown with original reporting by Bess Whitby. For more information, visit unt.edu/podcast.